Hi everyone, so today we're going to look at how to make a loop-based track on Bandlab. This is the first in a series of tutorials that we'll be making. So here we go. First thing you're going to do, when you're logged in, you're going to be on the feed page, which you can see over here on the right. And the first thing you're going to do is go to the top right of your screen where you can see the big red create button and click that, and you're going to be asked this question: new track, what kind of track do you want? And what we're going to do for this session is the bottom right, which is browse loops. Okay, so I'm just going to switch to full screen. So there we go. So we're going to hit browse loops, and that's going to bring up this section here on the right hand side where you can see all these different, you can scroll up and down, different kinds of music to pick from, and you can listen to them just by pressing the play. So you can get a feel for the kind of music that's in these packs. Let's try this one and this one. So there's lots of different styles in there. So what I want you to do is just scroll through, find one that you like. I quite like this one here, the drill one. So to start using those samples and loops, you're just going to click anywhere else other than the play button, and that's going to load up all the individual sounds. Okay, so for example, we've got a bass here. You can preview it. But what I'm going to recommend is that we start with a beat. It's always easier to start with a beat, I think, on this. So I'm going to talk you through briefly. We've got a play and pause. We've got a play/pause button up at the top, and you can then see the playhead moving along through our arrangement, which is empty at the moment, and we've got a sort of rewind button there. That's all we're really going to use, I think. So let's just get cracking. Let's find a beat. I'm going to scroll through. So all the files are called drill trap something or other. So let's find beat. Okay, beat 01. Let's see what that sounds like. Sounds pretty good. Let's try the second one. Okay, so you just go through, find one that you like, pick one. I really like the first one, so I'm going to put that in. So to do that, you're just going to click and hold and drag into this section here where it says drag a loop. Okay, and then let go. And that will give you 4 bars, I think in this case, of that beat. So I'm going to just click in the middle and drag it all the way to the start. Okay, and then press play. Okay, good. And then as you can see, that just plays through just once. Now I want it to play more than once. So what you'll notice here is that you've got numbers along the top. These are the numbers of bars. Bars are just blocks of 4 beats. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4. I just counted out loud 2 bars. Okay, let's just do that with the music. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, 4, 2, 3, 4. So that's 4 bars, that loop. Okay, so it's going to go from number 1 to the start of number 5. And we can move the playhead out of the way just by clicking it at the top and moving it along. Now I want that to repeat. So at the very top right corner, there's like a circle kind of icon with an arrow on it. If you click there and then drag to the right, it will just keep creating copies of it. And you'll see where they start and end because there's like a faint white line. So you can see it, that's one copy. If I move along until I see another faint white line, that's another copy. So I'm going to do that a couple of times, and I'm just going to scroll across using this scroll at the bottom of my page. And I'm going to go all the way to bar 17. So that will be, yeah, that's 4 times through. Okay, so now if I press play, it should loop around. It just keeps playing. Okay, great. So that's the first bit done. We've got a beat. So next I'm going to get bass. So typically you just want to have 1 beat and 1 bass track. Okay, the other elements we'll come to later, you can have more than 1, but you want 1 beat and 1 bass, and they're going to play at the same time. So I'm going to pick some bass. So let's have a look. Drill trap bass 01. Okay, I could try that, so I'm going to grab it, click and hold, drag it in, let go, and it's just put it here. It doesn't matter where it drops in, where you drop it in, as long as you drop it in on a different track underneath. I didn't go up to the top where the red one is, I did it down here. Okay, I'm going to grab it and I'm going to put it at the start of the track, right to the end, rewind, press play. Okay, now in this situation, I don't really like that one. Alright, so quick tip here, you can just throw them in, see if they sound good. If they don't, you just click it to select it and press the backspace or delete key and it will go away. Now I know for a fact, because I did this earlier, I like number 9, so I'm just going to go ahead and put number 9 in there instead. I'm going to put it right at the start. So you see how that's not quite at the start. What I want to do now is get it so it lines up right at the beginning, and you can see where the faint white line is. The end and the start are both together. I like that, that's very good. Okay, so next I'm going to look down my list here and I see that I've got some that are called keys. So let's see what this sounds like. That could go well. I'm going to throw that in. Again, I'm not going to put it up here because that's where my bass goes, and the bass is going to carry on through the track, and I'm going to put it on another track underneath. We're going to layer these sounds up. So bring it back to the start. Rewind to the start, press play. And of course there, as we can see, the blue and the purple, the bass and the keys ended, but the beat's carrying on. So at this point, I could do the same as I did with the beat, and I'm going to extend the bass. Okay, and you can see that the loop thing here, the loop browser, is getting in the way. So I can go down to the green button that says loops at the bottom, and I can toggle that on or off so I can see a bit more of my song. See, now I can see what I'm doing. And I'm going to line it up, and it should snap. See how it's, as I move the mouse, it will, once it gets to the end, it will sort of click and join the end of the red one. That's what we want. We want them to match up perfectly. I'm going to do the same with that keys part. Okay, let's see what other loops we've got. So another one is, a lot of them have synth sound, so let's try this one. Okay, good. Now what I might do here, because my arrangement at the moment is just, we've got drums all the way through, we've got bass all the way through, and we've got keys all the way through. I might decide now to have this synth part come in a bit later. So I'm going to get one of them, I'm going to put it in. Now, I dropped it here. Now you'll notice that I've got 4 bars of drums and bass and keys, and then another 4, and you can see where those parts would end and start, because you can see the faint white line. Now this isn't matching up, is it? So it's not gonna sound right. Let me just test that theory out. Yeah, so it kind of fits, but it's not quite right. And the trick to it is we just got to line them up as if they're like, imagine they're Lego bricks essentially. So this should start when the other ones start. It could start on this playthrough, or it could start on this next section here. As long as it lines up with one of those faint white lines, we should be good. I'm going to put it here. Okay, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the arrangement with the previous part. So I'm going to decide that, you know what, this beat is really good, but I'm going to see if there's another beat that I can start the song with and have this one drop in a little bit later. So I'm going to put it here where it comes in at the same time as the synth. So now, if I go back to the start, we've just got bass and keys. I quite like that. Now here, I'd quite like at this point something else to come in, kind of like drums, but not too heavy, not too hard hitting. So let's see what we've got. We've got some percussion sounds. Okay. Let's see what these sound like. Okay, that's number 3. Number 4. Let's see which one I like. That's the one. That's what I'm looking for. This kind of thing. Okay, I like that. I'm going to stick that in. I'm going to use track 1 where my beats go. I'm just going to drop it here, and then I'm going to put it just like before, either at the start or at this second section here. You see how it's lining up with the parts underneath it. Okay, let's try this. Pretty good. All right, that's it. I don't want to do any more today. So at this point, we want to name and save our project. So at the top of your page, you'll see where it says new project, and you can just click up there, and then you can type a name. You can delete where it says new project, and I'll just put Gav's tutorial song. Okay, and then I'm going to go over and press save. That's it. It's saved. Have fun, experiment, drag and drop some loops, see what you can come up with, layer them up, and try to get sounds to come in at different times so that your song doesn't get boring and repetitive. You want to have a couple of sounds together, and then maybe 2 more get added, or then another one gets added slightly later. So here in this example, you can see that I've got bass and keys, then some percussion with the bass and keys still in, and then the drums come in, and at the same time as the big drums come in, I've also got this synth sound as well. But experiment and see what you like the sound of, and have fun. I'll catch you on the next one. Bye.